It's Liza from Liza's Paint Parties, and we are here again on Wednesday night to do another free paint party. So if you can see me, you are where you need to be, and we'll get started probably about 5 minutes after 6 or so. So we'll get started very soon. If you are joining me, please feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I am just keeping an eye on some of the comments. So if you see any comments pop up on any of my other posts that are directing you to go to a different site, don't go there, because those are scammers trying to get you to click links and whatnot. And I'm not sure exactly what they do because I haven't actually clicked on the links, but please don't do that. If you can see me, you are where you need to be. So if you haven't joined me before, I paint a picture today with you if you'd like to join me. This week we're going to be doing this one here, which is a beautiful nighttime fireworks display over a nice body of water, and there's some buildings in the background, and it's really cute. So it has kind of a nice city and mountain feel to it, which is nice. And this painting is the second choice option from this past week, and I thought I might want to add these flutes of champagne to the front, kind of to continue to create a party vibe. So we'll see. Someone had, I think Laura had mentioned it as a cool option to do, to combine both paintings into one. And I agree. I think it might be kind of fun. So we'll see how it goes. And if I'm really digging the vibe of how it is, I might not, but then I might still put that in later. So I just wanted to let you all know. So when I go on my phone like this, it's just because I'm seeing that some of those links have popped up, so I'm just banning them. So I apologize for that. Not just randomly texting in the middle of a broadcast. What we're going to do is whenever we start doing a painting is we'll always start from whatever's furthest back. So I know some of you had said in the comments that, or at least one of you had said that you have black canvas. So if you have a black canvas, cool, this is a perfect opportunity to use that. Some of you had said, or maybe it was one, but I figure if one person's saying it, other people are thinking it or doing it too. They want to pre-paint their canvas black, absolutely. So if you're starting to join in and you want to get started on the painting, feel free to start putting on a thin layer of black paint. I'm going to do that myself once we get started in a few minutes. And I say thin just so it dries quickly. If your canvas is white like mine, you want to do maybe 2 thin coats just to get it nice and opaque, so we can start painting on top of it. So you can start doing that now if you so desire. So if anyone who hasn't joined me before, I use acrylic paint. I use all basic supplies you can get from the dollar store. I do have some from an art store, but I've had them since I was 16, so that's a good over 20 years ago. So they're very old brushes, but basically I use supplies that you can get from anywhere, and I just want to make this as accessible as possible, and really just have fun with painting, because this is really what it's all about. Cool. One more second to do another little banner-rooney. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. So I see a few of you guys are tuning in and saying hi. Hi, Carol from Lansing, Iowa. Fantastic. Hi, Linda from Terrace, BC. And Kathy from Indiana. Fantastic. Cool. I feel like it's not scrolling properly. It's not giving me a full thing. Let me see. Anyways, we'll see what's happening. Technology is always kind of like that. Okay, cool. So what we do is every every Saturday, I put up 3 options on my painting page, and then everyone votes, and the one with the most votes by the next Tuesday at noon is the one we paint. So this painting is not my own creation. It's a really nice image I found online, and this one in particular is signed very clearly. It says Sherpa, and when I looked it up, I realized I'd also done another Sherpa painting a while ago. It was a waterfall, which I loved. So Sherpa is actually the Art Sherpa, and they have, I don't even know, 800 free acrylic painting tutorials. Maybe not just acrylic, also watercolor on their site. And I think they have a YouTube channel too. And all of the Sherpa's paintings are beautiful and super bright, super my style. I love it. So I strongly recommend, if you're looking for some other painting videos or you want to get some more inspiration, definitely check out the site. I put it in the description for tonight's show as well, so you have that information there as too. And then, what else? And then what we do is, then this is my first time painting it, so I walk you through it and I basically let you know how I would approach painting this painting. So that's how we do it. So this is interactive, so I want you to basically let me know if you have any tips or tricks, if you have a better way to approach it. Feel free to let me know. You can, like, if you have, something's working really well for you, let's do that. If you have a great idea, definitely add that in. It's a collaborative environment. Sorry, they're getting, like, on top of it. They really want people to click their links, so I just want to try to get rid of them. But anyways, okay, I got to keep my phone kind of active. I apologize. I need, like, someone to do, like, technical support for me, but I just can't pay them because I don't make money doing this. All right, there we go. I think for now I got a little bit more. Okay, if you can see me again, hopefully you won't click anything because you know we're clearly going to be painting in a moment or two. Okay, cool. So what you want for supplies, like I said, I have acrylic paint. So with this painting is great. It literally uses like the main ones I always say we should use. So we have black and white, we have blue, red, and we have yellow. So you have your primary colors and your black and white. And if you have those 5 paints, you can pretty much do anything. If you want to get more tips and tricks on how to mix colors to get some really great, different design, different like shades and whatnot, again, there are some great tutorials also on the Art Sherpa site, and there's some other people who are doing some really great paint mixing tutorials as well, so I strongly recommend checking that out. But I will walk you through that. Again, this one's pretty straightforward because we're using essentially primary colors and then just like lightening or darkening them up a bit, so that's cool. I also have paintbrushes, so I always recommend having like a large, a medium, and a fine point, and that's just basically in relation to your canvas size. So I'm using an 11 by 14 canvas board. And I prefer to use these because they're easy to store, and they're good quality, and I get them from Amazon in a pack of usually like 10 or 12. So I really like those a lot. And so my brushes are basically in relation to that size. So it really depends. If you're doing a really large canvas, you want larger brushes. A smaller one, you need smaller brushes. Okay? Cool. And don't click on any of those links. I'll start painting soon, and then they usually stop about like a few minutes after that happens. But they seem very active tonight. I thought they wouldn't, because normally when there's something big politically happening, especially in the States, like I think they all like get pulled over to do like stuff on that side. This is my imagination of like this like fraudulent, sketchy company, and they have all these people who are working. It's probably just bots, to be honest, but it's more entertaining in my mind thinking it's actual people who are being pulled to put random posts on like, a random woman's site in Ajax. Hi Dee Dee. Hi Colleen. Oh, someone else from Terrace. That's cool. And Patty's joining tonight. Fantastic. I'm just have to like go past all these other people who are ruining my flow of comments. Hi Paula. And Dee Dee from Michigan. Fantastic. Great. Okay, cool. Just get that person out of here too. Wow. There's some like links in my things for like live sports. Very random. I feel like it has to be just like a bot of some sort. But nonetheless, it's still very annoying. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to like get rid of it. I think I have to like do it where there must be like a paid access to my show, and I don't want to make it paid. So I think we're just kind of stuck with this. Hi, Susan. I'm so glad you guys are joining. And Sherry's here from Sunderland. Oh, cool. I go through Sunderland sometimes when we go up to Parry Sound to visit my in-laws, which we haven't been to in a long time. But sometimes instead of going up on the 400, we go up and across Sunderland and like take 11 up. Hi, Peggy. Awesome. Yeah, I like Sunderland a lot. It's really cute. Okay, cool. So why don't we get started? And I will move the camera a little bit closer. Right now I'm not going to. I'll just let it go like this because I'm just going to paint my canvas black to start. So if you want to start painting your canvas black, I suggest doing that now. So we're going to need quite a bit of black paint. You can alternately like literally squirt it on the canvas and move it around if you want. But I'm going to just put it on my palette and go from there. So I'm going to start a bit. I'm just going to wet it down a little bit, but I don't really want to wet it down too much because I do want it to be opaque. And I find that my black isn't super opaque. So if I put more water on it, it will spread more, but then it's not going to give me the opacity that I want. So let's just start getting a nice layer, if you haven't already. a nice thin layer of black on your canvas. And what I did, I just wet my brush first a bit before getting paint on it, just to make it a little bit easier to smooth on. Oh, thanks for all the comments. At least you got rid of some of those annoying links that come up. They really bug me. Like, it really bothers me because I just don't want anyone to be scammed by it, and I don't know exactly what it does. Like, I don't know if it's literally just clickbait or if they try to, like, get information, but it just stresses me out. So, but like I said, I don't know how else to do it without being like, oh, we have to do a paid something. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Oh, there's some more. Oh, nope, they're gone now. That's weird. There we go. Okay. They go fast, eh? Like, in like 2 seconds, there's like 20 that come up. It's nuts. All right. So let's just keep painting it black like their hearts. No, okay. It really bugs me. Okay. If it's actual people doing it, I bet it's just like people who have jobs that have scammy jobs, whether they know it or not, and they have no other choice. Or if it's like bots, then, well, it's just bots. It's probably just a program. Anyways, let's get it all black. And once we get everything black and it's the opacity that we want it, our first thing we're going to do once it's dry is we're going to start doing the fireworks right away. So it's super fun that we get to kind of do the funnest part right away, I think, today. Because sometimes I find like you have to do a lot of like work on it before you get to do the thing you're most excited about. And I am absolutely most excited about the fireworks. And I'm excited that we get to do that first. Oh, awesome. Hi, Susie. In the woods and off-grid. What? That is kick-ass. No way. That's super cool. So you generate like your own power and stuff and whatnot? That's really neat. I also opted for no music today because last week so what I do is after we have these live sessions, I take this video and I post it onto YouTube. So you might be watching me on YouTube right now if you're watching this after the fact. But what happens is on YouTube, if anything on the video has any copyright violations, so if there's any music or sound bites or anything that has that, they basically either have to, they can like, which is cool because they can automatically edit that part from the video out, or they mute you for that time. And I was using like a classical station on Spotify, which was all like really like old music, which my understanding was no longer under any type of copyright allotment. And I had no issues in the past. But then there was like this one section of it where they had to like mute that part, which granted I think was only maybe like, it was like less than a minute. It was like a couple seconds. So I don't know if it just like maybe matched something else that's a part of copyright music. I'm not exactly sure. But I just thought, what a hassle that would be. So we're just going to go with no music for now. Hopefully you have music playing at your homes. If you like that. Maybe you just are cool with listening to me talk about random stuff. I'm giving you painting instructions. But yeah, that works. Okay, cool. You know what? I think one coat might do it for me this round. It actually looks pretty thick. So it's going to take a little bit of time for it to dry. Again, if you are doing this as well, you can use a hairdryer to dry it to make it set faster. I'm not going to do that this time. I don't usually end up doing that, so. Right, Allison? Allison says, I just have to start hiring my own live band. I agree. The funny thing about that is my husband's a musician. And so I've been saying since the beginning, and now it's almost a year that I've been doing these paint parties because I started this page at the end of March of last year. And I've been saying to him, like, hey, like, can you just like play like random chords in the background or like record yourself? Like, just do something because he just can real randomly play this guitar, right? And I've been waiting for that for it. So I don't know if I'm going to get that. I'm like, hey, I could like pump up your music. That would be cool. Your original tracks. Again, some of the stuff they actually plays with bands and whatnot are, I think, a little bit too heavy for this kind of. I mean, it might add a whole different feel to it, I suppose, but yeah. But I was thinking some of his, like, just like when he just like fiddles around or goops around in it, because he has like a couple different instruments too. Like I think he has. I'm not gonna remember any of their names now because I don't remember what I was on. I'm like, but he has like, oh, he has a mandolin and he has like a banjo thing, I think, and then he has like an actual guitar. So I'm like, oh, just like strum, like that'd be cool. Just like record 2 hours of you just randomly goofing off on the guitar, and then I can use it. But no dice. One day. If anyone has music and it's theirs, feel free. I'll as long as it's like chilled in the background, I'm totally down, and I'll like pump up your stuff if it makes sense, Cool. Let's see. So Linda's saying her daughter Janica is trying to just digitally on her drawing tablet. That black background in one click. Yeah. Janica's going to be either super far ahead and everything will be done before us in a moment, or she's going to be waiting a lot while we do each step here. I know. I've used my tablet for a few different projects as well. I've been playing a lot with Procreate and doing like custom like digital portraits and just getting more comfortable with it because it's not. I'm used to very tactile type of art. It is so cool. It is so cool. Yeah, it makes like things that take a long time way easier. So good on you. It's really good. You can do so many things with it too. I've seen like different videos on TikTok and some other streaming sites where they just show you how to like have your own like sticker designs and just different types of backgrounds or different types of anything you can do with it, which is very cool. And Susie says she started painting on Christmas Eve, generations for a year and a half, solar now 5 years. That's awesome. Okay, so use generators then. Okay, awesome. And solar for 5 years. Holy shoot, that's so cool. That is very cool. And you just started painting. That's great. I'm glad you started painting and are joining us. That's really great. I hope you enjoy. And Deanne's tuning in from Keswick. Fantastic. I feel like, I was just going to say they got quiet, but I jinxed it, man. I got to wait for this to dry anyway, so, might as well ban some scammers. Cool. Oh, okay, we're good. There we go. Hi, Brianna from Albuquerque. Awesome. So cool. Yeah, usually, I think I was saying earlier, usually they're quiet on days that there's something big happening. So I know there's like, there's like the Georgia runoffs that are happening in the States today, and there's like a lot of protesting happening and all the other stuff that's going on. So I thought they'd be busy like on the political side of things, trying to like drum up, I don't know, whatever they do, clicking links on that side. I don't know. Because on the election night, we were doing a paint party and it was like super quiet, like none of them were bothering me, and I was like, oh, they're busy. But no dice. Maybe we should do one on like inauguration day or something so we know that they can be busy. They're planning on their schedule. Totally just making this whole thing up. It's funny. So yeah. Cool. So that's going to take a little bit of time to dry, but that's okay. We'll just chill a little bit and get you guys going. Well, I think except for Janica. Janica's already like almost done her design. Hi, Nitty from Mississauga. Fantastic. Fellow Ontarian close by. Super cool. If you guys haven't already, or if you haven't already, definitely check out the Liza's painting parties on YouTube because you can rewatch the videos there. And also all the previous videos are under the videos tab on the Facebook page and also on YouTube. So if you get into painting and you want to do some more, check them out because there's so many there. This is our 47th paint party, I think. So there are many cool options there. Hi, Mara. Yep, we are recording the video, so this is this will be on either on my video under my videos tab or on my YouTube channel afterwards. So you'll be able to watch whenever you so desire. Janica's messaging now. She's almost done, I'm pretty sure. You're gonna have to share yours with us, Janica, while we wait for my background to dry. Oh, Mara's also from Mississauga. Cool. That's fantastic. That's good. My office, where I work normally is in Mississauga, but I work from home even before the pandemic and whatnot. So thank goodness, because I'm in Ajax, and it's not a bad drive when there's no traffic, but there's always traffic. So maybe not now, but okay, cool. So for those of you who've already painted your canvas black, or who had a black canvas to start with, the next step that what you want to start doing, again, I can't start yet because it's still pretty darn wet, is we're going to start to play with the fireworks. Let me start talking through with you guys how you would approach that. So if you look at our inspiration image, it's really great. So two things first. So I have the inspiration image here, but it might be really small for you to see it depending on how you're doing it. So I always recommend to go to the previous post where the winner was announced and grab a screenshot, and then maybe if you have a secondary device or something, you could always have it, or have it on a split screen so you can see it more clearly and like zoom in and have your own like control over it. I would suggest having that more available to you. So if you look at it, they're actually pretty simple, but they look more complicated than they actually are. So if you look at the red one here, essentially it's basically like a sponge on red background, and then we have the different colored streaks that are coming from the middle out. And the ones in the center, the streaks, when you see them, they're more like thicker and more defined and usually a bit brighter. There's more of a concentration in the center here versus the when you get further out. And further out, you have a little bit of that color, but then there's less of them, right? Because then it kind of disperses. So that's the kind of approach that you're going to want to take with it, right? So you want to basically, once this is dry, essentially, I'm going to end up putting some red and kind of like dabbing it in because it's pretty much a solid red. And then I'm going to get white and start streaking it through. And every time you get white, if you're doing it and the paint on behind it is wet, you're going to keep going back and put more white on your brush, because every time you put the white stroke, and if the red paint is still wet in the background, it's going to pick up the red paint and it's going to make your white paint red, right? So then you essentially have to just keep redipping it in white and going in when you want that. However, you might want to do that and like pick up the red if you want to make some of those like pinky streaks. That will happen kind of naturally. So as you go, you'll be able to feel that. So we'll do that momentarily when this dries up a little bit more, and then I'll show you what I mean by that. Perfect. Oh, awesome. And Colleen, hi Colleen from Pickering, my neighbor out here. Awesome. And she knows Sherry from Sunderland. That's random. That's super cool. I love it. Hi Marie, and welcome. If you're first time here, I hope you enjoy it. Dee Dee's done, so she's done with her background. I'm thinking that's what you're saying when you said done, which is good. And Veronica says black background. Yeah, so all you need to do is black background as of right now, and then we're going to keep going. So if you already have it, try and do a thin coat. And if you want to catch up, you may want to get like a hairdryer just to dry it quickly if you're just starting to do the black background, because it does take, well, it's 6:18 now, and I did start just after 6. It's taking about 10 minutes for it to dry. And I only did a pretty thin coat on it, so it does take a good chunk of time. My YouTube name is Liza's Painting Parties. So if you just type that up, you'll find it. And Veronica's in Hamilton. Awesome. Cool. Lots of Ontario people today. It's great. We have a nice split. It's predominantly all Americans and Canadians on here. It seems to be. Sometimes we get some people tuning in from other parts. I know we have a few people tuning in sometimes from different parts, but I guess time differences and whatnot change things up a bit. But yeah, definitely check it out over there. This is taking its sweet time. Like that saying, it's like watching paint dry. Like literally, that's what we're doing. That's cool. Starting to go. I think I can probably start doing some of the fireworks, but I really want to start with the red one. And that would be here, and I still have black in the background, so it's going to bother me, but I might start. So I'm a little impatient. Something else that you guys, if you have painted with me before, you'll know. I tend to start usually a little bit earlier than I should. Okay, good. There's no other, I think they've stopped for now. Until I say that, and then they're gonna probably put more links on there. Hi, Mary! Oh, I'm so glad. Mary says she always looks forward to Wednesday. Blow dry, no problem. Yeah, perfect. Monica's like on it. She got her shopping done. It's good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna move the camera now just a little bit closer when we start doing the actual fireworks. So you can see it a little better because you don't need to see me for that part. Even though I know you enjoy it. Anyways, yeah, so you're gonna get some red. I'm gonna pop that on my palette. And once I get myself set up, I'll move the camera down so you guys can see it a little bit closer. Oh my. I think there's a big glob of paint that's blocking the flow of it. There we go, got more out. Okay, and I'm gonna get some white on here too. So you want some of that happening. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna move you guys now. Okay. Like that. Maybe like that. That's a little better. You can see the top of it. Okay. There we go. We're good. Now it's on my computer screen, but that works out well. Oh, 1 second. I gotta block someone else. It's funny. Anyone joining in now is like, wow, black screen. That's fun. All right. Let's start doing, I want to do that big red one. That's what I'm looking at. All right. So, which brush I'm going to go with? Probably like my medium brush. Yeah, my medium ones I'm going to start with. So I'm going to get my red paint. And I'm going to start just putting the paint, I'm kind of like dabbing it kind of weirdly right now. I'm a little bit concerned because I think it's going to pick up a lot of my black from behind. But, okay, there we go. Let's just get like a red center. It's not too bad actually. If it's still a little wet and you're picking up the black, actually it's not doing it too much of a disservice because we still want the paint to get on here, and if it's okay, it's a little bit darker. You can always put another layer. It's all good. So I'm going to kind of do like a circle. Boy, it looks like super dark on your page. Okay, you know what? It's going to make it too light, I think. I'm going to put a little drop of white just to lighten mine up a bit. Let's get some more white actually. It's just very dark. If your paint's fully dry, you won't really have this problem. The red should come out pretty bright on there. But I'm picking up still quite a bit of the black because again, I didn't wait. Okay. So I'm just trying to get it a bit more brighter. A bright red circle. Oh, it's okay, Tammy. You can always watch this at any time later, so don't feel like you missed the live, but that's okay, don't worry. You can always watch this later. Or if you're starting a little bit later, I'm pretty sure you can rewind it too. My firework might be pink instead of red. Okay, it's just the base of it, so Okay. So if you did yours, like I said, on a background that was fully dry, you'll have a nice bright red circle on there. Mine, like I said, is a little, it's a little glary. It's even more glary. It's even worse. Okay. So I just want to get the background going in here. Okay. Now I want to not make it such a perfect circle, so I'm going to just dab it a bit and just like take away how perfect this like circle is, because I want it to be a bit more like a in the air before I start putting in some of the other detailing. I'm just going to like mess up my like straight line and just kind of make it more like fuzzy by like dabbing that same red color around it. Fuzzy, dark red-ish circle going on here. I'm going to just bring in that texture inwards a bit too. Again, you're not going to see it too much when we put in the lines, but I'm trying to cover up some of the darkness too. I'm trying to still put a little bit more brightness in here. So sounds annoying. Okay, so got that. Okay, so I'm going to go with my thinner brush on my wet paint, and we're going to start playing with some of those explosion lines. So we're going to figure out where the middle point is, which is about here, and we're just going to bring out a line out. And now you're just going to bring out some more. You can come out that way. There's some little ones that kind of come out. So I'm sticking primarily with my white right now. And I'm going back to get some more every once in a while just to keep it as bright as possible. Oof, that was a little much. I don't know if I wanted that right. Okay, now I'm going back, and as I'm going back, it's kind of, I'm pulling more like red on my brush, and I'm kind of messing up some of the lines I just did, and it's becoming more pinkish. So I'm getting some of those like pink streaks that were happening before without really having to like pre-mix a pink, because it's just kind of happening naturally with the red and the white is on my brush. But alternately, you can pre-mix a pink and then do that too. And I might still want to do that a little bit. I'm not sure. Look how happy it looks right away. It looked like a big blob, and then now it's like a happy blob. No, now it's more like a firework. Definitely, it looks nicer. Okay, I am gonna mix a little bit of my red and my white on my palette, just to get some pink, just so I can make some more concentrated actual pink lines on here. Cool. I think I'm pretty happy with that for now. I think let's go on to the next big burst of color. And mine's not as bright as the original because I definitely did not wait for it to dry properly. So hopefully you got yours a little bit a brighter red. Mine looks kind of like a little bit more subdued than I would have liked it. But it's It's okay. We do what we can, and we were impatient. We're gonna go with blue now, so I'm just gonna get my blue color. My blue from my dollar store paints is a peacock blue. It's a bright but a bit darker blue is what I'm looking at. Okay, and we're gonna do kind of the same thing, but it's a little different here because if you look, you don't really see that same kind of like circle. It kind of like blends out a little bit into this background here, and it kind of goes behind where our horizon line is going to be. So let's think about where we want that horizon to be, which is going to be about a little bit lower than halfway down your canvas. Again, you can change that up depending what you want. So wherever your horizon line is going to be, and wherever you're going to have that kind of mountain ridge, that blue is going to come behind it a bit. Okay? And when I say behind it, we're still going to end up putting it on top, so feel free to, like, you know, bring that blue down a bit. Okay, so let's grab blue. Okay, so I'm not going to do a full circle, I don't know. I think I'm going to kind of just, let's just put in some blue. I guess I'm kind of going circular, but I might just make it come out. Like that. Kind of looks, reminds me of like a Dr. Seuss character. Like a hairy blue Dr. Seuss character. So I can kind of see the paint strokes a bit with us. But again, it shouldn't matter too much because we're going to put more of those lines in and stuff. So I'm just going to bring this back. So I'm going to put like a mountain or something here. Yeah, it definitely makes it feels like a Dr. Seuss character. And I kind of like it. Ooh, it's super shiny, eh? I don't know. Maybe it's really dark if I do it like that, though. Shoot. The problems with this lighting. Here, you can actually see it's blue now. That's kind of better than that weird glare we were getting. Okay. Okay. Still a little glary, but at least you can see more that it's blue. Alright, now we're going to get our thin brush, and we're going to get our white paint. Are we going to get our white paint? No, sorry. We're not getting our white paint yet. We're going to still get that blue color that we used, but we're going to make it splash a little bit higher. Splash isn't the right word, I suppose. I'm going to bring it out this way. That same color. First, and then we're going to add some baby blue and some other shades. I think it'll look really cool. And I might still go back and use this again once I put some other lighter strokes on here. Can't really see these strokes too well, not yet anyways. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my blue and my white just to make a bit of a baby blue. It's just like, really depends on what you want to go with. I'm just putting a little bit of blue into a little bit of white, so I kind of have like a lighter, I don't know if you can see that too well, but it's like it's a baby blue. I'm gonna now go and put in some of these strokes here. And the strokes that are further away, so I try to make them a bit thicker when they're in the center, and then as they come out, they're kind of a bit, they're not as bright, and they're a little thinner as well. This is a nice kind of like a really bright blue too, so if you have one that's pre-mixed, that'd be good. If you want to create that, you need to put a little bit of yellow into that light blue, like a little dab, to get that kind of turquoisey vibe going. I think that's looking pretty nice. That looks more poofy, like it's already like dissipating into the sky. I like that. I'm gonna just do, I think, a few in just pure white, just to make it pop a bit. Oh, okay. Ah, but this one's not the way I want it. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I think you have, like, again, you can do that, or, you know, I'm going to put yellow anyways, because I'm going to do the next yellow bursts. Okay, that's a lot of yellow. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. I haven't seen any other comments, so I'm assuming you're all busy painting, which is a good thing. I'm just trying to get like a little bit of a turquoisey going on with my, basically I did like kind of a light blue, but I think I'm getting more, it's getting too green. I want it lighter. I think I got like a moss green. I'm not the best at mixing the exact color I want. But this might still work though. Let's do it. It's definitely not the same like brightness. But it's just another little value. It's different. You can hardly tell. It's very similar now that I look at it. Yeah. Okay, I abandon that. We'll just leave that as it is. Okay. Now let's go on to our yellow bursts. So with our yellow bursts, again, they kind of start in the middle. So we're going to kind of give like a little yellow middle to it. So let's do this one here. So this one, okay, so it's going to kind of live like there, more or less. That's the center. And then I'm just going to like poof it. Again, honestly, I'm getting like a lot of like Dr. Seuss character vibes. This brush. Look like a pom-pom. It's fun. Okay, so we're just gonna poof it out a bit like that. Okay, I'm not gonna do the other one yet. We'll do them each at their own time. So okay, so we got this like poof. Is that still the glare in it, or is that okay? Yeah, that yellow one's still coming through all right. Now this one looks so uniform to me. I'm not as much of a fan of it anymore. Oh well. Okay, so I'm gonna get my yellow, and I'm gonna do the same thing we did with the blue. We're gonna bring out, I want to put my hand down on the canvas. I'm gonna make sure I don't do it on a wet area. I'm just gonna pop this one out, and we're gonna add more lines to it, and I'll make it more full. So I'm just using the same yellow as I did for the center, and just bringing it out. And I do want it to go like off the canvas, because it's weird that it would just stop there. Well, that one looks better in the video, like when I look at it on the screen than it is in person. Okay, I'm gonna get some yellow. Oh, sorry. No, I'm gonna get some white. And I want to bring it. So I need to kind of get more white on my brush with each stroke that I do, because my paint is wet. This middle is very white. Oh, wow, it's like super glary. Okay. Not even sure how to get so you can see my yellow. There. Look, you can see that it's actually yellow now. That's how close. Oh man. That's how it looks. Hopefully that helps a little bit. That I brought it a little bit closer. I'm gonna have to put it back so I can continue painting it. When you just see a big glob. I wonder, let's see. Let's do an experiment. Yeah, these are kind of not the best. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go with it for now, fortunately. Can't even see my thing there. Let's get that going. There we go. Oh, Rosa, awesome. Welcome. Rosa, it's her first time and she hearts it, loves it, which is great. There's a little bit of white little bursts out here too. Make them a little thinner a bit. Yeah. All right. I like it. Okay. Okay. Let's do our other yellow burst that's here. Okay. And this one's a bit of a smaller one. So this one kind of has like more of an oval shape, but again, we're still going to give it this kind of like Dr. Seuss kind of hair. It already has this firework vibe. Is that how low we want it to go? We want it to be a bit higher. Not sure. Maybe like that. Okay. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay. So now we're going to get the yellow paint, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just bring some more defined, larger lines coming out. And this one, it looks like it kind of exploded like that way, so I don't know how we're going to do that. Let's see. Let's see if we can make some bigger lines kind of coming out this way. And then have them kind of curving this way, I guess. Maybe that will make it look like that. Let's see. Okay. Well, can't wait to see how your fireworks are turning out, guys. They're so fun. But I feel like they're one of those things that, like, they can be fun, but then if you overthink it or overdo it, like, they can get really annoying in a way, too. Cool. I think that is looking kind of nice. Like that. I think I'll do it like that. Cool. Alright. Let's get some white onto that firework. I feel like I need to, like, fix up my red one now. Kind of scares me a little bit, and I'm not sure how I want to fix that up. Doesn't look as good as my other ones now. Maybe I shouldn't have started with the one that I was really excited to do first. Do your favorite at the end, you know? Okay, so I have some white. So kind of just grabbing more white with every stroke, because I want the white to stand out, and there's a lot of yellow paint on here, so if I didn't do that, it would just become kind of like it would just become yellow, basically. So I'm just always getting some more paint on my brush before I put another stroke on. And over here I'm just going to do like a little, ooh. I'm just going to blend it a bit. Yeah, we'll get a little bit of that. Okay, there we go. I think I'm happy with that one. I think that one's good. Okay. Cool. So I think I'm a little scared, but I'm going to touch up my original one. I'm just going to get pure red, and I'm just going to put in some red. Oh, it's really thick and weird. I'm just going to put in some like red lines in it because I didn't do that initially. So I might have to redo some more of my other strokes that I have here, but I think it'll be worth it if I get more of a red vibe. Yeah, that's nicer, I think. I might come up a little bit more. Put some right in the middle. Yeah, I think I like that a little more. It's still not where I would really want it to be, I think, but I like that more than I did before. Hey, Kristen. Yeah, absolutely. And if you did want to start like right now, you can always, I think you can rewind the live if you wanted to do it at the moment. But yeah, the video will be available. So you can absolutely do that. Okay. I'm going to bring that a little bit closer so hopefully you can see the color better. So I just added a few more red strokes in it because my initial one there was a little too uniform. I didn't like it. There's that bright yellow one up there. And the blue and the white. White? No, yellow. It's very white though. I had to put a lot of white in that guy. Okie dokie. Okay. So, what do we want to do now? Well, we need to build our land. Now, it's kind of interesting because our land is in a dark silhouette. And that might be a little bit tricky because we already have a very dark background as it is. So what I would recommend is, for here, like if we're putting a mountain here, using the black will work out well because it's going to have the shape because the background's nice and bright there. So we can pretty much do some of our lines right on top of our firework to kind of give that vibe off. But then over here, we want to make it a little bit lighter just to see that curve of whatever that mountain's going to be in the background there. So that might be a little bit tricky. But not tricky. Just going to add another element that we're going to have to do, really. So I want to get a little bit, I want to put a little bit of black. So I'm going to get a little bit gray happening. Okay, so I want to put some black here in this area. Okay, before I start building my mountain. And I'm going to do it like a drop. Scared of white. And I'm just going to build a little bit of a gray ridge here. Just so we have like a little bit of contrast when we put in our mountain. And so it's not so... There you go. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then now I'm going to get black again. And I'm going to blend it into this background. I'm going to come into the black area here. Okay. There we go. Just created like a little ridge of gray. It looks just like shine. Ridiculous. Ah, this light is so poopy. Okay. That's okay. We work with what we have. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, the fireworks are so fun. Already the funnest part of the painting is right there, right? Alright, so I think, which one am I going to go with? I think my medium brush isn't going to cut it. So I'm going to use my thin brush to give me my mountainy kind of outlines. Ooh. Nope, that's not happening. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, so let's build a mountain, shall we? So it doesn't really matter how you want to do it. You can make it very hilly. It doesn't have to be very like a super straight line either. In a way, having it kind of more jaggedy could look really cool too. More natural. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I have my mountain here. And I'm just going to paint it black. Top of that firework we created, so we have a nice silhouette. Okay. My land, which I think it's going to end about like here or so. More or less. Okay. Feel free to actually like use a ruler or a better guide instead of your shaky hand, because my hand's pretty shaky. It's not going to be perfectly straight, but that's okay. Okay, just to give us a guide. Okay, and we want to build a few little buildings. So maybe there's one here. I'm still going to paint out the rest of this part black. I'm just going to play with it right now. Maybe it has a little like steeple. This, yeah, there we go. Okay, there's one building. Okay, and then it's going to come out. And then maybe there's another one here. Okay, and then there's like another one that kind of comes up. Maybe a little bit higher than that one. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to have another one that's like this, and then another one that's like this. And we have another one that comes out of it. Okay, and then I have to come out. Everything's pretty low right here. And I have another building here. Okay, and then we have another one here. Oop, 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 oop. My firework is not dry yet. Okay. Blaming some of that. It's kind of weird. Okay, and then I'm going to do another building here. Okay, like that. Okay, and there's another structure there. Okay, and then again we're going to have like a nice mountain or something here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take my medium-sized brush and just fill in that area a little bit quicker than using that thin brush. Don't go away, I need you. There we go. Okay, let's get all this part filled in too. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you can see that too well. Let's see. I'll go a little bit closer. So you see my little skyline of random buildings? Kind of cute. They're going to look cuter because we're going to put in some lights, but not right now because it is wet and it's not really going to help us too much. Okay, and then we have this water. So I'm going to start putting in, I'm just going to get it a little bit lower. Cool. Okay, so now we're going to start putting in some of the reflections on this water of our beautiful fireworks that are in our sky. Oh man, I'm going to have to wash that brush really good later. Okay, I'm going to go back to my thin brush. Let's start with, let's go with the yellow. Put some yellow on our thin brush. I did put some black paint there, so that might be a little bit interesting. But I'm just going to put in a few little lines of yellow right where the reflection would be here. And we're going to bring it out little, just do little lines. Try not to make them super uniform. So maybe some are going to be a little bit thicker than others, some are going to be a little bit longer, some are going to be a little shorter, some are going to stop sooner, some are going to go further. Just kind of bring it down the middle. And my canvas is dry, so I'm just putting this pure white. Oh my gosh, I keep calling yellow white. This yellow paint right on here. And I know it comes all the way down. I don't know if I want mine to come all the way down. I think I might just keep it. I don't know. No, I don't know. No, I will bring it down. I will. Right, and then I have that guy up there that kind of comes over here. So we're just going to put in a little bit of yellow because that one's further up. So it's not going to show up here, but it's going to still show up a little bit in this corner. We're going to see a little bit of that reflection of that burst. On this side here. Cool. So I think that's all I'm going to do for that yellow. Hi, Melissa. Oh, I'm so glad that you think it looks fabulous. Thank you. Such a beautiful, like, original image. Like, how how can it not look amazing, right? Like, how pretty. And I think it's all right. I kind of wish I'd put more of this, like, glow on this side, but I think it works okay because it does have that firework there. But I really dig in that glow behind that mountain. I think it looks really cool. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to do some blue strokies. Get that blue reflection on the water. What time do that? 7 o'clock, not bad. This is a really fast one, actually. So really, like, if you aren't interested in putting in that, like, champagne glass, which I think I'm going to still put one in the front, we're almost done. So this is, like, super fast painting. My gosh. Okay, so let's put in those blue lines. Faster, too, if you have an iPad. You're doing it digitally? Oh, my. Probably just watching Netflix now. Okay. Okay, so we're going to bring that blue, put some little blue streakies. And so I'm going to put in this, like, my original kind of darker blue, and then we're also going to put in some of that lighter blue, too. I'm trying to get a couple different strokes. My blue is it's almost dried up fully, so I'm just putting a little bit of water just to renew some life back into it. I do want these strokes to come all the way down. I'm going to kind of, like, get into my other yellow lines a little bit. I'll put a little bit thicker lines in some spots. Get some blue in this area. I kind of feel like I need some more at this line here. Oh, I grabbed some yellow with that. That's okay. The yellow can live there. Why not? Okay, and I want to do a little bit of that light blue too. So I'm just going to make, again, a lighter blue, put a little bit of white into my blue. I think that'll be alright. It's not going to be as sparkly as the one in the picture, but it will still work. With a little bit of this in here too. Little thin little streaks. I think that might be all I'm going to do with that. I say as I put 2 more streaks in. But yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I don't think I want to go too much more with that. Now let's jump on over to my red burst and we'll do the same thing. Okay, so let's get red paint on my thin brush, and again we're just going to do little streaky strokies. So let's put a little bit here. Oh, my red's pretty dry too. I'm just going to put a little bit of water. So yeah, acrylic paint, that's why I don't like to put a lot of paint on my palette. I like to kind of put it on as I go because it does dry pretty quickly. Okay, maybe the water is my most fun part. I don't know. I really love doing like painting water. And the little ripples and the waves. That's kind of weird. Okay, and it's a little pinky, so I'm going to do some pink as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of white in a little bit of my red. I need to wet it down a bit too, because again, it's pretty thick already. I don't want it super thick. I want it to be nice and easy to glide. Put a few little pinky kind of streaks in here. And again, I'm using one of my thin brushes. These are brushes I picked up on Amazon. And they have like a bit of a finger, like the kind of like a pencil. It has a finger grip, like they're triangular kind of. So it gives you a nice hold, and it good control with it too, I find. There we go. I think that's good. Yeah, it's like a little remnants. I kind of want a bit more red though, I think. I feel like it's not like boom enough, but at the same time I still want to put in that like that glass of champagne in here, so make it a little bit more red. Okay, cool. I think that's a little better because I just wanted it to pop with a bit more brightness. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in a little bit of those lights in the building just to show that there's like a living, excited city that's here. So I'm just going to put like little remnants of like light like on these buildings. Doesn't have to make a lot of sense. It can be whichever way you would want. It's a little idea that there is some Okay, so I'm just show you a little bit closer. So I just put like little yellow dots to give the idea of like there's lights on in the city there. Kind of just makes it come to life a little bit more. They don't really have to make, I don't think they should make a lot of sense, to be honest, because it's very far away. So maybe you don't want it to be very detailed. Maybe you do. It's really up to you. You decide how you want to approach that. So it really kind of just gives you that feeling, okay, there's mountains, there's some water going on, super pretty. So at this point, if you are happy with your painting and we've pretty much mimicked this beautiful original, like I said, that was done by the Art Sherpa, which again, check out the website of the Art Sherpa because they are amazing and they have beautiful pictures and paintings there that I believe are all free tutorials as well. So definitely check it out. But if you'd like to stay and continue, I think I'd like to put in one of these flutes. And I think my thought process is like, not that it's just randomly floating, although it will kind of look like that, but I think I'm going to put it in on the side here, maybe like two, as if it's almost like, this is like a ledge, like someone's like looking out. So I'm going to add maybe like a little bit of a ledge at the bottom, just to give it some context. And then I'm going to put, I think, two of the flutes on the side as like a celebratory kind of event. And I might do some of the sparkle too. So that's going to be my addition to this. So I think for this, I'm going to make this ledge here. I'm going to get my medium brush, and this is now where we're going to be going off a little bit in our painting. So like I said, if you're happy with it, then you're pretty much good to go and you're done with it. Otherwise, if you want to stay and add some flutes with me, feel free. Or if you want to just like check out to see how it looks, and if you decide you want to do it, by all means. This is me totally winging it. So I'm just going to make kind of like a gray ledge at the bottom here, as if, you know, we're at like a dock looking up, maybe we're on a boat. I don't know. Something. There's some kind of a ledge here where my glasses can kind of sit. Okay. There we go. Okay. So we got a ledge going on. Okay, I do want to put in a little bit, I want it to be a little bit darker here, so I'm just going to make it a little darker along the top, just to try to give it a little bit of depth, like it's not just like this big plastic piece thing that's sitting here. Okay, there we go. A little stripier. Look at some kind of material. Oh, you can't really see that very well, can you? At the bottom. There we go. That's a little better. Oh, Lori, it's not my idea, actually. Actually, someone had mentioned it as an option. I think it was Laura. Laura, I cannot remember her last name, but it's two. It's like Laura, I know it's KS. I think Swanson, Kubolo Swanson or something, I think. She is the one who was like, oh, it'd be so cool if you could combine the two. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's try it. Why not? The worst that could happen is whoever wants to just paint that painting, you guys got it, because that did win with like a ton of votes. It was like 68%. Like so many people chose this painting. And then for anyone who really wanted this one, you can then incorporate it, or, you know, it can be a nice mix of the two. So I'm pretty happy with that idea. That was really smart. Really cool. Okay, so we're going to do these flutes. So these flutes really are just simple shapes. So it's an upside down triangle. So we don't want to overcomplicate it at all. You don't need to overcomplicate it at all. They're very simple. It's an upside down triangle, and then it just comes down into a stem, and then we're going to put like kind of an oval shape at the bottom to give it that look, right? Now, as you know, when there's like a glass, they're see-through, so whatever's behind, we want to still be able to see whatever's behind. So I think we're gonna put it in with maybe a white line, I think. And then maybe we'll like outline it a little bit. I don't know if we're gonna use black because we can't really see it too well. Yeah, so we'll go with that. So I think we're gonna go with a thinner brush. Just make sure it's nice and easy for you to, your paint is nice and like ink-like, so it'll be easy for you to kind of draw essentially with your thin brush on the canvas. Okay. And we can put it wherever we want, really. So let's say we want this flute to be here. So the top of it's going to be here. So it's going to interfere with my nice line there. Do I want that there? Maybe I'll make it a little smaller. I don't know. I feel like the smaller one can go around here. I think the taller one's going to have to go around here. Okay, that's fine. Whatevs. We'll do that. Okay, so there we go. So there we go. That's the top part, I guess the bottom part. Top part of my champagne flute, the bottom of my triangle. Okay. And the point we're going to bring it to, so let's look around the middle of this line, and we're going to bring it, don't go away on me. Okay. We're going to bring the middle, it's going to come to about there, I think, more or less. And we're going to bring this line in. We're going to bring, ooh, this is tricky. So I'm kind of doing it blindly. This line in. I'm going to thicken that up a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to bring down. Okay, and bring that down again, like that. Okay, so we have, there we go. Okay, so we got that going. And then let's build that bottom. So it's going to be like an oval for the base of the flute. Like that, more or less. Okay, I feel like this needs to come out a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to bring this down a little bit more down this way. Okay, and on this again, like wherever it meets the bottom of the flute, you kind of want to, like, there's like a little bit where like it is connected. There's like, I would put a little white circle kind of there too. And put a little bit of a white around the front of it. And it's clear, so you can kind of see the bottom. I'm trying to keep my lines very curvy, but I'm getting some weird little angles when I use my brush, and I don't like them. Okay, there we go. I think that's how I'm going to leave the bottom there. We'll see how that goes. Cool. All right. I got to fill our champagne flute with some kind of liquid. So we have like a golden color. So let's go with that. So I'm going to get my yellow. Okay. And I'm going to put like a little dollop, a little drop of black, just to kind of make it a little bit darker. Like when I say a drop, I mean whatever you think a little bit is, you want to put in like a quarter of that, like a little drop. I put in also a little touch of red, so I kind of have like a darker yellow kind of color. Okay, so we're gonna fill our flute. So it's gonna be up to about there, more or less, and then we're just gonna paint it in right now. Again, it's very stiff. I have a lot of paint on my brush, but it's not flowing very nicely with me right now. Okay. Let's fill this up with champagne. Okay. And I just want to make sure we have that the way we want it. We filled it up nicely with some champagne. Okay. And then let's grab some of the yellow and then let's just put in a little bit of highlight, get some of that, make it, maybe we need to make this a little darker, I think. I want it to be a little darker. Ooh, that's super dark. See, I put in just too much black and it just went crazy. I'm going to combat that and put more yellow in. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, cool. So let's just, you know what? It's pretty wet. I think I need to wait till it dries a little bit and then I'm going to touch it up a little bit more. I'll make it a little bit darker here. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait till it dries a bit more. Okay. We'll leave that for a moment. And I think maybe we'll draw in our second flute behind it. And then we'll add more details as it dries off a bit, because right now it's not cooperating with my skill set. That's going to be tricky because the base of it is going to be kind of like off. I didn't make that big enough. Dun dun dun. And I don't think I want it to be on either side because I feel like it's too angular, too easy. Okay, so maybe I will. Oh, I should have made it a little bit further. Oh darn. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do the two of them. I feel like maybe just the one then. What do you guys think? So my problem is that I didn't make my table or my base big enough. So now if I try to put this one in the background smaller, it isn't going to be able to fit here with it making sense because it won't be far enough back. So I should have made this one a little bit more to the foreground or made my table a little bit wider. And that's where I kind of messed up on. So yeah, maybe I'll just do the one then. Just make it really sparkly. It looks very sad though. I guess a lot of us were alone on New Year's Eve. It'll be like one lonely flute. I feel like that's kind of sad though. Okay, you know what? Maybe we'll just keep playing with it because it's not going to work too well, I don't think, if I put the other one in. Okay, I might, you know what? Let's just do it and then maybe I'll just expand my background. Oh, it's going to look poopy. Okay, whatever. Let's do it. Let's try it. I'm going to bring that out. Okay, and then we're going to put the point, which is going to be a little bit, you know what, we're going to make it like here. I'm going to bring this down. It's probably end about there, so I'm going to bring it like here. Oh my god. The point will be there, I suppose. Maybe I'll make this a little bit like almost off the Alright, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop here, I guess. That's how we're doing it. Okay. And then we just need to put that kind of white circle around here. The base looks very funky. I think I can get away with it. Oh, smart, yeah. The stem could just go off the page, right? And I was thinking that too. Anyways, I think I'm gonna just try it. Maybe there's just, you know, we have two mismatched glass sets, and one set tends to be longer than the other one. That's gonna be my story, I think. My story for my weird champagne flutes. Okay, let's fill the second one up with some liquid. I was worried about putting it on the other side because I feel like to try to mimic the exact same thing on the other side, that's a little scary to me when, you know, I feel like that would look, I feel like I'd mess that up. But I guess perhaps we could just do like a totally different glass too, but I don't know. No, that wouldn't be right either. It would make sense for it to be like, again, two champagne flutes, like someone's enjoying it with someone else. Celebrating together. Instead of like someone having like a beer or something. That'd be kind of funny. Like do like a little espresso cup or something. Someone's drinking and someone's having an espresso. That's like the story of my life though. I don't even drink. I should just put some coffee cups on here. Okay. There we go. Cool. Coolio, coolio. Alright. Now, what do we want to do? We need to add a little bit of dimension to these stems. I'm just going to get a little bit of darker color just to give it a little bit of shadow. So I'm just running like a line down one side of the glass stems, the flutes, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of dark around the base too, just so it kind of shows nicely. And then I'm going to put a little thin line along the glass. I just put it in the water. Oh well. That's where it lives now. I can fix it after. So I was trying just to get like a little line on the actual white. There you go. Give it a little bit of shadow. It's okay, it's not perfect there. That works out good, I think. Actually, no, I do want it to be a bit more straighter. Yeah, okay, cool. And I still want to put some, again, these glasses, champagnes are pretty flat. I want to put some, I want to make it a little darker. And a little darker just to add a touch of, and a little bit down here, it's a little bit darker at the bottom of the cup, and then I'm getting a little bit of the same kind of color I've made the champagne, but I just made it a little darker just to put a little bit of like movement in the cup, so it just looks a little bit of shadow to it. and to give the cup a bit of a shape so it's not super flat, like it kind of curves a bit. I'm just putting in a little liquid and it kind of curves. There we go. Okay, and then I think I want to get some of my yellow, my bright yellow, and do a little bit in here too. And then my white, I want to just put like a streak on like the front of the glass, because just to show that like it's in a glass. So I think putting a little that adds a little bit more to it. It looks like more like a glass. That's cool. Little lines. I'll make it a little bit more curved because I feel like it's a little flat. I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm putting these little like white lines around it just to see if I can give it a sense of it being like a flute as opposed to a two-dimensional upside down triangle that I initially started with, you know? I'm using the white. I think that's a little better. Okay, and then we need to put in all of the bubbles and like the sparkle lines to make it look all fancy. Okay, so let's get some white. And to bubble it up, we're gonna just put like little dots, some bigger, some smaller. Right here. Go with my brush, so I have little dots going on. So bring in the liquid, some a little bit bigger and some a little bit smaller. That's fun. Cool. And then I want to make that big sparkle, like shiny sparkle line. And that's pretty easy. We're going to do it, do I want it on here? I mean, that's where that one is on that glass, but I don't know. Maybe I want it here. Okay, so I'm going to put like, kind of more like a bigger white circle. Essentially, that's like the midpoint there. Okay. And then we're going to bring out a streak. Make it a little thicker and then make it come a little bit thinner as it goes further away. So thicker and thinner. That's not very noticeable. I made it go the same direction as that, but that's alright. And then it goes off the page. That's fine. That is not fine. I don't like that one. Make it a little thinner. And add a few little lines to it, because I feel like that is adding a bit more sparkle to it when I put a little more lines on it. Okay. I want to make this a little bit thicker, I think. Yes, I do. Yeah, that's pretty. Right, Susan? Drinking by oneself, exactly. Very 2020. I mean, that could work, right? That could absolutely work. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you, Dee Dee. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, I'm assuming you enjoyed it. You didn't actually say that, so I hope you enjoyed it. But you are most welcome for the class. Okay, cool. And I think I want to put in a little bit of like like sparkles, I guess, right? Like, let's do a little sparkle here. I want to do another one because I kind of enjoyed those like sparkles that we were putting on. Okay, so it'll be thinner and then it gets a little thicker. And then thicker and thinner. And then thicker and thinner. Okay, cool. And then we're just gonna put in a few little lines in addition to those. Like that. Oh, so pretty, so elegant. Yeah, that totally works. Okay, cool. And then again, we might want to add, like, you might want to add a little bit. Oh, well, just knocking things over with my feet. We can add a little bit of that, like, sparkle and pizzazz to it, right? So we can put maybe another one of those little sparkly line things. Maybe we'll put another one on this side here. So thinner to thicker, thicker to thinner. Like that. That's fun. It just looks like a random diamond in the corner. Okay, and I think we can put a little bit of like, kind of like confetti, I think, on the table. I'm just going to put like little, kind of like white dots in random spots. Like that. And then I think I'm going to get some yellow. And do the same with that. Put some confetti going on, and then I'm going to get some, I need some of that color. Nope, I need it to be a little darker. There we go. That works. It's a messy table. Party table. That's cute. I like it. I think that works. Alright, I think that's good. I think I'm done with it. I'm going to sign my name. Or attempt to. Sometimes I don't do that very well. Let's see how we're going to do this. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we have this lovely hybrid of the two paintings that we had from our voting from last week. So our original one, which is this one, which is a really beautiful painting of fireworks over like a nice like cityscape mountain over water, and you have like really nice colors in there. That one again was originally done by the Art Sherpa, and like I said, definitely check out the artsherpa.com. There's tons of videos on there. They're free videos, tons of watercolor and acrylic ones, and I'm sure other things too. I think I also saw there's some really good like basics ones, so if you want to get some color mixing or just some basic techniques down, they have a lot of videos there that are all free, which is great, and there's also a YouTube channel for them as well. And then we combine that with putting the flutes in from the second option that a lot of you liked. And again, that was an idea by Laura, one of our paint partiers, who made a comment about it, and I thought it was a really good idea. And so we added it in there. So hopefully you enjoy that. I can't wait to see yours. I'd love to see if you added the flutes, if you didn't, if you went your own direction and added something totally different in there, or just kept it with like the fireworks. Definitely take a picture and put it in the comments. I'll take a picture of this and make another separate post with this picture, so you can add it to there or you can add it to this video. It's up to you. I'd love to see them. And again, on Saturday, we'll have 3 more options that you can vote on. This week, I believe they are photographs. So that should be quite fun. So next week's going to be a bit of a challenge painting from a photo, but it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll walk you through that as well. Again, all of the options that come up on Saturday are not mine. They're not, I have no copyright authority over them. I find them online. I try to give credit whenever I can if I know where it came from or like who originally did it. Yeah, that's about it, I think. So if you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Again, please share your painting, and hope to see you guys again. Take care. Have a fantastic week.